Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm stopping by to talk about my favorite subject, which is meditation. And now would be a great time for you to meditate if you have extra time with this shelter in place that we're currently experiencing. And I want to talk about what kind of meditation. There's really only one kind of meditation. It's a meditation that restores you back to your Creator. Anything else? Can you see that that's what you need? That's what's missing in your life. A lot of people sense something missing. And they think, well, I need a purpose in life, which you do. Or I need some kind of guidance, which you do. I need to have my priorities right, which you do. And so on. Or you think, well, I need some partner, which maybe you do. And so on. But I think you can sense that there's one thing. There's one thing that would solve all your problems. And what is your problem? Your problem is that you're separated from your Creator. That's basically it. You know that He exists. Some of you know. Some of you don't know, but you do know. Deep down, you sort of know that He exists, but you don't know Him. You heard about Him, but you don't know Him. But you don't know how to find the way to Him. So, what are you going to do? Well, you have to find a little proper protocol. You know, if you were to go to, let's say, some kind of a president or a king or queen of a country, for example, well, you wouldn't just barge through the door and, hey, how's it going? No, there would be you'd have to approach the king, let's say, I'll just say king, in a proper way, or better yet, he would decide also when you approach him. Do you see what I mean? You don't just decide, well, I'm going to go see the king today. No. You would like to see the king, and you wait until the king says that you may see him. You see? So it's something like that. And the proper protocol is, what did God say? He said, be still and know that I am God. Be still. So there must be some kind of a way of becoming still to approach Him. And I would think there would have to be some sort of a right attitude. Because you can't go to a king. I'm going to use the king example again. Let's say you were going to visit the king of a country. You couldn't have a bad attitude and say, like, hey, what's going on, man? No. Everything has to be just very proper. You have to have a right attitude. So that's obviously important. And so there has to be, now let's talk some more. What is it that's interfering with your realizing God? Because He's all around, you know. He's there. But somehow you miss Him. Something's blocking you. What is it? Well, I'll tell you what it is. First of all, it's you're living in between your two ears. You're living in your imagination. You spend the whole day wandering around. Actually, it's in some level of hypnotic trance, if you want to know the truth. That's why you're lost in your imagination. And things on the outside get on the inside. And then on the inside, you struggle with them on the inside. So that certainly interferes, because those things become more important than your creator. And the other thing is to realize his presence. It can't be with an image. You can't realize him in some image in your mind. So you have to get beyond the wall of thinking, beyond the wall of imagination. Now, the other thing that keeps you down is emotions, becoming angry, irritated, nervous. Those emotions are responses to the world. Instead of responding to him, you respond to the world. And how did these overwhelming responses that pull you away from your creator, how did that begin? It began when you were a little child. And you were emotionalized. People upset you. They were mean and you cried. They were cruel. They teased you. They threatened you. They accused you of doing this and that. And they taught you that being emotional was the way to be. Everybody did. So they wanted you to yell and scream at ball games and all that stuff. So all of those things interfere. So, and then of course, something in your mind that you can't get off your mind. Like drugs or somebody that you hate. You can't forget what they said to you, what they did to you. So now you see you've got all of these things have got to be dealt with. All of them put on the back burner so that you can approach God. Now the amazing thing is, if you could connect with him, then all your problems would be solved. How did all those problems come into being? Well, when you were a little child, it wasn't your fault that you were emotionalized because you were just a little child. But all of the things that have gone wrong are a result of being lost in your thought, being lost between your two ears, being emotional, hating people, wanting something out in the world too much. So, now you get it? And so it has to be something, but it has to be something simple. Because if you can think about it, your problems that you have now, your issues, are a result of increasing complexity. Things become increasingly complex. It had an origin when you were a little child. There was a time when you were carefree, happy-go-lucky. Each day was an adventure. You didn't have things preying upon your mind. You didn't have hang-ups, addictions. You didn't hate people. Everything was simple. Then something happened. Somebody got to you. Somebody got to you and made you emotional. That was the beginning. And often there's some kind of cruelty involved. Seduction, but often cruel, that's how it starts. And that was the simple beginning, but then as time went by, things became increasingly complex. And now you have all kinds of problems, health problems, financial problems, relationship problems. Yeah, I mean, you name it. Complex. So more complexity is not the answer. You can see. You've tried all kinds of complex things, haven't you? You've tried studying and it hasn't worked. So you need something simple that restores you to that state. It's like a system restore, on your computer. Restores you to the state that you had just before you got upset the first time. When you were close to your intuition. And close to intuition means you were closer to God. Because God gives you intuition. He gives you the inner light. See, you have an inner light. There's a light. There's a light. When you close your eyes, you can go into a room like going to your bathroom. Where it's, a room that doesn't have any light in it. Like in our house, downstairs we have a half bath. It doesn't have any windows. Just a little half bath. Close the door and it's totally dark. Close your eyes in that bathroom and you can see little pixels of light on the inside of your eyelids. Little particles of light, little patterns of light. That's spiritual light. It's everywhere. You could go into outer space. You could go 1,000,000 miles away in a spaceship. Close your eyes there. You would see that light. Now, you have to experience that light so that it permeates your being. Now it's there, but you're not close to the light. Where are you? You're lost in your imagination. Your imagination rises up, and it doesn't cancel the light out, but it makes it so you don't see the light. You can't realize what the light is trying to wordlessly tell you. So there has to be a way of getting out of your imagination, closer to the light. And then, that's all you need. What more do you need? Do you see how simple that is? Close to God's light. So you can realize what He's trying to wordlessly tell you. And it can't be a wordy thing either. I mean, I use words now. Yeah, I use words to describe something that's beyond words. You see? So it's not a wordy thing. It's being in the light. It's like being in the warm sunlight. When you go outside, sit quietly in the warm sunlight. You don't need any words. See, God sends His light to enlighten your mind and to bring you warmth and love. You just have to find it. Now, do you understand the simple meditation? Like the one that I'm always talking about? I have one that's 8 minutes long. It's actually very beautiful. There's a lot there, but it's simple. It can't be too complicated. It has to be simple. You go in a room, sit in your chair, close your eyes, watch the little patterns of light, the little warm glow of light. At the same time, be aware of your right hand, so you can feel your hand tingle a little bit. That's it. It's very simple. Nothing else you have to do. That's it. All your problems are solved. Not by you. You've always messed everything up. The light solves them. How does it do that? It's amazing. You'll marvel. You will marvel at the good that comes into the world seemingly out of nowhere when you least expect it, without your doing anything, and it's humbling. You have to learn to be humble but not humiliated. You see, the humiliation has resentment in it. And you have to learn how to go through life delicately, circumspectly, placidly, like the desiderata, something like that. And you will. You will. If you do the little meditation, but it does have to have the right attitude. But what's the right attitude? Deep down in your heart, you want to know the truth. And you're willing to admit you're wrong. If you see that you're wrong, you're willing to admit it. And before the light, before God's light, which is also conscience when it becomes 20/20 hindsight. Get the little meditation and begin to practice it. But with a pure intent. You want to know the truth, even if it shows you that you're wrong, which you know you're wrong anyway. See how simple it is? That's what you need to do.